Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I've got a Vostok Amphibious Scuba. It's a 41mm watch and it's quite interesting indeed. I'm gonna share my honest reviews and thoughts on this watch. I think it's got an interesting appearance, being the black stealth with your orange markers and accents, and it sits really well on the wrist. So stick around as I share my honest review on this interesting piece from Vostok, the Amphibious Scuba. Okay, welcome back guys. So as you can see, I've got a Vostok Amphibious Scuba. It's a 41mm watch and it's designed to go swimming and diving and so forth, and an interesting design. It's an interesting look, you know, being all black with its orange accents and so forth. It does look nice. What I've got here in my hand looks quite smart, and it looks smart on the wrist. But let me get onto the specifications first. Let me show you what I've got, what the watch actually features. It's basically a case diameter of 41mm with a case height I'm measuring at about 14mm, 14.1. It has a lug-to-lug distance of 47mm and a lug width of 20. So not a big watch, but quite a decent size. So I'll put it on my wrist. I'll show you guys what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist. Okay, so there you go. So that's what it looks like on my 7-inch wrist, and as you can see, plenty of real estate there. It's not that high at 14mm. It's neither here nor there, but 41mm is quite decent. It sits quite nice on the wrist, and being a 47mm lug-to-lug distance, there's plenty of real estate left. You know, so it's going to find comfort in a lot of different size wrists. But a lovely strap, an interesting strap. It's very soft. It's obviously full silicone, but there is one drawback. As you can see, I mean, I love the buckle and the keepers and so forth, but I'm on the last hole here. I'm a 7-inch wrist and I'm on the last hole. So, you know, I can imagine a 6-inch wrist guy or 6.5, you wouldn't be able to wear this on this particular strap. So whether the Russians or not are designing their watches for, you know, big 8-9-inch men, I don't know. But yeah, it's unfortunate because the strap is very comfortable. So, but look, let me take this off. Let me get a closer look at this for you guys. So as you can see, it's got its branding and so forth. We'll turn it up this way. Amphibia, as you can see, looks like it could potentially be a lint magnet, because it does seem to have a few little spots. Maybe because obviously it's picking up a bit of dust and so forth, being a silicone. But I do like the buckle. The buckle is it looks like a nice design here, and everything. I must say, it's a stainless steel case. It's not carbon, it's not so forth. You know, even the buckle, everything's stainless steel, but they're PVD coated. So the robustness, or how long the longevity, I don't know. A lot of watches do offer this these days, and you know, how they wear over the years, we're only going to see, you know, through general usage and so forth. But the movement that the watch offers is the Vostok in-house 2416. It's an automatic movement. It's, you know, obviously shockproof. Your 31 joules, you know, 30-hour. Actually, it's got 31-hour power reserve. Nothing to write home about. It doesn't hack, but it does hand wind. But it's got a very interesting feature. I'm going to show you guys something. As you can see, the crowns, you've got one that's for the movement and one that's for the inner bezel, and they're both screw-down crowns. So they're both securely locked in at the moment, so the bezel can't move, and obviously you can't adjust anything on the hour and so forth until you unscrew these. So let me show you something. So I've unclicked that, it's popped out with its inner spring. We take it to one level. It obviously, like we said, it doesn't hack, so I adjust the time, hours and minutes. But to adjust the date, as you can see, the date window there is at the 3 o'clock. To adjust the date, I've been reading the instructions, the instruction manual, and it's in Russian and English, but it was quite difficult to understand initially. But after spending some time with the watch, I figured it out what it is. To adjust the date, I thought that maybe you just have to go around and round the, you know, the dial 24 hours to get the date to change. The instructions say that you go to the 12 o'clock mark, back to the 8, back to the 12, repeatedly to change the actual date. So I'll show you how that's done. I'll go clockwise to the 8, then back to the 12, click to the 8, then back to the 12, click, then the 8, and so forth. So it's the Russian way of doing things, guys. I've never seen that before in a movement. So there you go, the 5th. And then you can just basically set your time up to whatever you want, the desired time. Away you go. So very interesting. It's you know, I don't know how that inner movement would work, but it does obviously work. It's not going to damage the movement whatsoever. That's their instructions. But the screw down crowns are lovely. The screw down crowns themselves, the latching onto the screw is beautiful, and it's really a pleasure to screw both these crowns down. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, as far as the bezel goes, as you can see, the inner bezel, it's got its markings, and it's also got an inverted triangle at the top there. Everything is loom filled, from the hands to the markers to the actual inverted triangle as well. But I'll show you a loom shot first. Let me show you the loom shot. So have a look at that. So as you can see, the loom is lovely on the whole dial and on the hands, but the inverted triangle is struggling. It's got loom, but it's a shame that it didn't have the same quantity of loom as the rest of the dial. It would have been beautiful, because as I unscrew the bezel, there you go, it's popped out. It's a bi-directional bezel, so we can put it wherever we want. And as soon as I set it to a particular place, you basically just lock it in. So if you were to go swimming, scuba diving, that's not going to move. They're both locked in, they're not going to move, which is great, but it would have been great if this had more loom. That's the only gripe I have of this particular dial. But apart from that, look, it seems to look quite nice. It seems to function well and do its intended purpose. It offers a stainless steel case back, as you can see, Vostok watchmakers and all the rest. You know, it's a sturdy watch. It's a nice looking watch. It is from lifestyleshop.com.au. Get on their website, have a look. Personally, they've got a stainless steel variant of this, which I like, but I don't think they're in stock. Or at the time when David sent this in to me, he didn't have it in stock, but that'd be a nice variant. I like the fact that, you know, the case itself was fully stainless steel with the orange accents. Personally, I'm not a PVD guy. I always prefer my watches in stainless steel. It is what it is. That's my personal preference, but this does look quite decent. You know, and again, the strap, you wouldn't be wearing it with something like this. If you're a smaller wrist, it's not going to work. So, but look, let's get on to the crystal itself. The crystal on this particular unit is a domed, it looks like a single dome, because I've got quite a bit of distortion. Yeah, it's a single domed, hardened, scratch resistant mineral glass. And it's a shame that they didn't have sapphire on these models. You know, this is one thing that I've been looking at Vostok, and I think they go for the hardened mineral glass for the reason of diving and, you know, not being a shattered experience. Obviously sapphire shatters, mineral glass scratches. So I think they do it for that purpose. But that's one of my only gripes of the watch, that, you know, it would have been great to see sapphire. How many of us actually go diving, I don't know, but it's a good looking watch. It's a decent experience on the wrist, as you can see, but yeah, the strap does let it down as far as being too small. There's not enough holes in it for anything under 7 inch. Interesting, the strap itself, something like this in black and orange, I would personally probably wear it in either a tan strap, a tan leather strap with black stitching, or a black strap with orange stitching. So there is a bit of variance in what you can do with something like this, make it look a bit trendy and so forth. But yeah, I wanted to share my review and thoughts on this particular watch. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and if you like what you see, guys, hit that notification bell and subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next video.